had a guy sight unseen. I was just like, whatever, I'll take it. Because I was telling the buyer, I said, dude, you could wholesale this. I said, I'm either going to list this on the MLS at $295 or you could take it at, $255. And he said, well, I'll take it. And I said, dude, just throw it on the MLS. Don't worry about flipping it. Just buy and relist it after putting some paint on it, and you'll sell it for $315. And so we moved that one for $10. But we've been waiting on the buyer, man. We've been waiting on the lender, right? So no, I had your word. We were closing Monday. I said, it's out of my hands, man. I said, I'm waiting on the partner to collect his funds and send them in, but that's it. So we'll be closing that one in an hour.
Word. All right. Bam Retail and Wholesale RE says, hi, Nick. Yo, what's up, my G? How we doing? What do you want to do? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, the lenders, you know what? It's often the lenders. The thing is, and from my experience, is if the lender is the holdup, most sellers will understand that, like, no one likes the banks. The banks are everyone's enemy. Mm-hmm. So it's understandable to put if you could just put the blame on the lender. I think that's always a good thing. So as far as problems go, that's not a bad problem. If it's not the buyer specifically, and it's just the lender, then then what the heck, you're good. If it's the buyer, that's another problem.
Yeah, no, right, 100%, man.
Right from Facebook was the real seller. That's crazy. What's he doing on Facebook?
Unbelievable. No, he posted ARV 200, price 100, and there were photos, a whole Dropbox of them. So I said, perfect wholesaler. He just bought it for 80, and now he's letting it go at 90. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, okay, like he just bought it last week, and it was sketchy at first.
So he's an investor.
He sent me the non-refundable deposit. I just bought it last week. Prop stream doesn't refresh that quick. Nothing's refreshing that quick. I'm like, are you really own this house, man? Or are you just playing with it? But he knew the lockbox code. He showed me the documents. We've been in touch with the title company, so we're good, man.
Yeah, but you're golden.
It's just crazy. Facebook, are you kidding me, dude? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so funny. Facebook is the greatest thing ever. I was not on Facebook for years until and all of a sudden I'm back on Facebook, and I love Facebook now. It's so funny. People they sleep on Facebook. They don't realize how important it is. At least if it's important in our business, I'm sure it's important in other businesses. But like our business, people ask me all the time, yo, Nikki, what software should I get? How do I find a buyer? How can I find leads? All this BS. And really, all that matters is that you have Facebook. With Facebook, I mean it. You could get anything done on Facebook in this business. All my best buyers, I met them on Facebook. You just close. You're making 28. If it doesn't close today, I bet it closes tomorrow. You're gonna make $28,000 this week on Facebook. It all happens in Facebook. I love Facebook.
It does. It really does. 100%. And that's right, man. It's like this deal. The one deal I sold for 10, buyer I found on Facebook. He posted, "Hey, I'm looking for deals." I've sold him like 3 or 4 deals since I saw that post, a month ago.
Yes.
And then that deal acquisition from Facebook. I mean, it's unbelievable. That's how I closed my first deal, scrolling through Facebook.
You're not the first person I've heard that from. It's
it's ridiculous. Like there is no excuse. If you just, Hermosi says it all the time. Volume negates luck.
Oh, I love that. Is it okay if I love Alex Hermosi? Is that corny?
Dude, I love him, bro. He's awesome.
Good. I'm such a big fan. I don't care if it's trendy. I don't care if it's corny. His stuff is great. It really has me second guess like a lot of things though. So when it's not good to bounce around like Alex Hermosi says, you don't want to be caught up by the woman in the red dress. So there's only so much you can listen to of anybody. But
that's it. Alex Hermosi, he's a genius business mind, man. I listen to him. When I drive, I'm not a music guy. So it's like I'm an education type of guy, and I listen to music on my drive, bro.
No music. I haven't listened to music in 9 months.
Really?
No music, bro.
Literally. I get it.
Do you think I want to be? Music is just hypnotation. Like, I don't know if hypnotation is the right word, is a real word, but it's a real word to me. They're just hypnotizing you, my boy.
Exactly.
That's all they do, and they're just hypnotizing you. Exactly. And 99% of music is crash out loser music. They're just trying to hypnotize you to be a crash out loser. So, and I don't want to be a crash out loser. I want to be a winner. The only music that I've actively put on, like I've opened Spotify and said, play music, is in the car for my kids. Music for my kids. It doesn't count.
Right.
Yeah, come on. They won't listen. They won't sit in silence like Mr. Daddy will. So
right.
But other than that, no music, bro. I'll either do education or I'll drive in silence in my own thoughts. I'm obsessed.
Me too, man. No, literally. We just came back. We flew back from Florida, then we had to drive to West Virginia, then we had to drive back to Ohio, and so there's a lot of driving there, right?
Yeah.
And the wife's sitting in the back seat, and we are sitting in silence. And obviously, I'm thinking about every way to make the business better, right? And she's like, "Why aren't you talking to me? And why is it so quiet in here?" And we don't notice, man. We don't notice it's quiet.
I'm working.
literally.
Yes,
man. Like that's it exactly, man. And I don't know. That's what I did too, man, for sure.
Yeah, a couple people saying something in the chat. Someone Retta J says Facebook does have some flaky buyers though, so you need to sift through them. Everywhere has flaky buyers, and you have to sift through them. The reason I like Facebook is because you can just tell immediately on their Facebook if they're real or if they're valid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't have enough mutual friends with them in it may be different for Noah because Noah, you're in a couple different markets, but I mainly focus in one market. So, like, if we don't have the right mutual friends or a lot of mutual friends, you're not real. You're not getting the deal. What do you want to do? And if it's a new market, like you can just go to their Facebook and you can see, does this bull have a bunch of houses on here or do they not? If they don't, he's not the one or she's not the one. That's why I love Facebook for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I agree. First thing you got to do is vet every single buyer that comes through your Facebook. I don't know how you guys, whenever you get a deal, when you're throwing it up on Facebook, make sure that you throw these things up rather than the address. You're gonna have a headline, right? It's all about the headline and literally what catches their attention. And so the bold part of your Facebook post, here's what I do. I'll say 50,000 plus or 50K plus profit flip Dallas.
I like that.
I've never done a deal in Dallas, but just throw it up there. That's the headline, 50K plus profit flip in location. And then say ARV, rehab, asking price. And then say message me. And all you have to do is get their attention. And so, plain and simple, that's all you have to do is get their attention and get them in the door. And that's that. So you don't need to put the address, no photos. This is literally what I do.
The address and photos. Don't do it.
No
address, no photos. I made that mistake recently. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. Recently you did it. Come on. You got it easy.
For this deal backed out last minute and I was in a time crunch. I said, fuck it. I'm giving them every detail. In an hour, the seller hit me up.
No.
Someone screenshot it and sent it to him. Someone probably working on that lead. I was like, all right, my bad, my G, my bad. It didn't matter. I already got rid of it. Like, we're cool. Where's comes to I'm in a unique spot where like, and it's a good enough deal. I'll just buy it and then I'll list it if I have to. It doesn't matter to me,
Yeah, no.
That's one person wants to just get it sight unseen, so cool, no one cares, But yeah, they can get in trouble. Noah is so right. Just put 50. If you think it's like a 50, like someone's gonna make a 50 piece, put 50 piece, flip, blah blah blah. I just say who's buying in X county, whatever ARV, and then people blow me up.
Dude, no, I do. I see your post. 100%. Who wants whatever this is and whatever this area is? That's what I see.
Exactly.
Man. 100%. Exactly. Rita, you see that comment, that question for Rita? Is that what you're going to?
Rita, I was gonna bring up two other things that people have said.
Yeah, go for it.
My man Bam says, add George Beatty. George is coming on next week, he said. I asked him 4 times. Every time he said no, and every time I was like, all right, he's going to say yes the next time. He's going to say yes. Ooh, Braden Forgive me. I got to respond to you. Your John got lost in my inbox. I know what text you're talking about. I'll hit you up. It 50-50 on whether we'd be able to make that happen. I looked at it real quick. I meant to respond, but I got caught up. If I ever don't respond to you that day, like if you send me something, I don't respond to you that day, just double text me. I'm giving you full permission to double text me. Sometimes it gets lost in my inbox. You know how that is, Noah.
That's exactly it,
I'm
man.
looking at deals all day, and it slipped my mind. I got 2 different kids, go, daddy, blah, 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 blah. And if I forget to respond to you, you have my full permission to double text me, my G. Hundo P.
Got to.
Bashra says, coaching call really helped me, Nick. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Happy hunting. Happy hunting.
Good work, Nick.
Bam says, add me to the next podcast so I can spit game. George is on next week, but if you want to be on, I'd love to have you on the following week. No, you got to get, my daughter just woke up. Hi, pretty princess. Hello.
Good morning.
I love you, gorgeous angel. Okay. She wants daddy, but you'll have to wait. Yo, Noah, you got to get on X or on Twitter. Bam. Yeah, I like Bam. Bam's got a good ass Twitter, bro.
Is he on Twitter?
Good group on Twitter. You got to start tweeting. And
I think I joined. I think I did download Twitter and join that group.
Yeah, but you got to, dude. I'm telling you, tweet. Use it as a journal. We got such a good group there, and you do this with Jordan and I. So you're immediately validated.
All right, I'll get it.
People know that you're real. Like you have to kind of verify that you're real. Once people realize this bull is real, then everyone interacts with you and kind of collabs with you on ideas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. I love it.
That's cool, man. 100%, bro. 100%.
Yeah.
I'll get in there. We'll get active on the X, on the old X, man.
Yes.
All right.
You got to get active on there. It's gas.
Shoot, man. All right. And Rita, do you guys put earnest money deposit on your contracts? Nikki, what do you do?
I want to know what you do before I say what I do.
No, for sure. So there was a long period of time where I didn't even put it in the agreement. And because I was just like, oh, they ain't even going to notice. I don't care. But then I got to the point where I was like, hey, I would rather make them extremely confident. So before they even ask, I'm going to say, hey, I'll give you $1,000 non-refundable earnest money deposit. And then obviously non-refundable after the inspection period. Or whatnot, whatever the situation may be if we don't got photos yet. But I started every single time saying, hey, I'll put 1,000, couple thousand, 5,000 non-refundable for their certainty to, let them know, hey, I'm serious.
Very smart. Very smart. We're so similar in that sense. So how I do it, it all depends on the competition that there is on the deal. That's number one. Number two, the sophistication of the seller. If it is a very unsophisticated seller, and your ultimate goal is twofold, right? Make as much money for yourself and your family. And number two, help the seller if they're in distress. And if the seller is in distress and they're not a sophisticated person, a most likely reason that they're in distress is because they're not sophisticated and they often get in their own way. And they don't even know what an earnest money deposit is. Mm-hmm. And your goal is to make it as simple and painless as possible. So if you start throwing all this EMD stuff in their face, they're going to be confused because you have to just teach them something new, what the EMD is. Then you have to teach them and explain to them why they don't get it in their pocket right there. I mean it. So then now all of a sudden they kind of what is all this new stuff? He's giving me this, but I don't get it right now. I don't think I trust him. Yo, George Beatty is calling me right now.
Speaker.
1 second. Yo, George, I'm on Help Me Wholesale right now, and I'm live, and you're on speaker, just so you know.
Yeah, look, long time listener, first time caller, Mr. Mancini. I was just wondering, if you and I were in a wrestling match and I shot in on a double leg, would you be able to wholesale your way out of it?
Oh, yeah, I would. My boy.
So what's up, man? I got 5 minutes. I'm driving in the city. I'm calling into your show. What's up?
Bro.
I said hi.
Jordan is not on here today. Well, he will be, but later on. He'll be on
Okay.
closer to 1:30. I'd love it if you just did even 30 minutes with us next week. But if you can, I'll take.
I would love to be on, but I got 5 minutes right now for you.
Exactly. I was just gonna say, George, if you got 5 minutes for me, I will take it. Noah, yep. Noah, you don't know George, but everyone on Twitter knows George. And George is in my market. Listen, he used to be the mailman, but now he is the cold call king. George, we all want to know how many callers you got going on right now.
How many callers? Probably 11. I haven't checked today's statistics yet, but our full-time staff is 11 people.
11
How many closers?
Yeah, how big is your sales team in general? So you have 11 callers. Like, what does the funnel kind of look like? The callers call, the lead comes in, hit us.
Yeah, so before I tell you that, I have to say I'm understaffed for sales guys right now. So if anybody's looking for a sales job in the Philadelphia area, we have a training class starting August 11th. Hit me up. Right now I have 4 closers. I'd like to get to 8. I'm probably going to hire 2 or 3 in this training class and get to like 6 or 7 by the end of it. But typically I want roughly a 1-to-1 or like, let's say a 7-to-5, 7-to-6 ratio of cold callers to closers. I found that to be right about perfect, where you constantly have new business coming in, but there's still enough time to follow up with hot leads.
Yo, could you repeat that one more time for me? You know how my brain is.
Sure. So generally speaking, I think that if you're doing outbound marketing with cold callers as an example, you probably need either a 1-to-1 ratio of cold caller to closer, or I tend to prefer like a 7-to-5 or a 7-to-6 ratio, basically like a little bit more than 1-to-1.
Okay.
Cold caller to closer ratio. But that is, just to be clear, assuming that you are hiring, firing, training, holding accountable your cold calling staff, your technology, and you've got data, and that they're consistently generating leads, and that you're also doing that with your sales staff. But like, for instance, if you think one cold caller is going to keep 2 or 3 sales guys busy, that's just like not true.
No. I'm surprised that one cold caller can keep one sales guy busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it depends on how many calls you're making, how good the cold caller is, etc. Like, a lot of people, they hire, like, they hire Harry's cold calling from Upwork or whatever, and they just assume that Harry's cold calling is not a real company, but whatever.
Yes.
Harry is keeping everybody accountable for you and like making sure you're getting good leads, but they're not. So what typically happens when people hire cold callers is they hire terrible salespeople, give them terrible data, and don't give them a good technology solution to make the actual phone calls. And then that all kind of like basically ends up with shitty results. So instead of fixing, your known variables and making them optimal or good, you just try to hire and spend your way out of the problem, which then leads to, holy shit, why is my marketing budget so high and why am I getting nothing for it? It's because mail is a function of money normally, for instance, but cold calling is often a function of management, which is not, something that's a completely monetary variable.
Wow. What a bar. I can't even, that really hit me. Mail.
Hype man, Nick. I love you.
No, dog. Oh my God. You're everybody. George, I don't know. I think my rhetoric is terrible. It really is. Cerebral. Is that the right word? Like,
yeah, that's like a head thing. I don't know.
Yeah, George is cerebral. He's one of the most like sophisticated minds I've met in this business. And y'all know I'm plugged in with everybody, and I mean this. So mail is a function of spend. Cold calls is a function of management.
Yes, oftentimes. Obviously, there's variables that need to be controlled for mail. But
ask him about Dispo.
You're decreasing it has a lot to do with just like, I'll just spend more money. But cold calling is like, it's like hiring an employee. Like, you got to get good people, you got to train them well, you got to hold them accountable, you got to make sure they can make money doing it, etc.
Okay. What's the perfect amount to spend on a virtual assistant? You think? I want a cold caller is what I mean.
There's no right answer to that. There's wildly different standards of living between countries. Generally speaking, like, what I do to hire them is I put an ad up on Upwork saying I'll pay between $4 and $6 an hour. that says, hey, send me a recording of you speaking English. This is a real estate cold calling job. And then I ignore every single applicant that does not have a recording. The recordings that I do get, I listen to 10 seconds. And if they've got a good American accent or like close to it, I ask them for a second recording. And if they don't have a good accent, I ignore it. And then if the second recording passes, hey, sounds like they're, not faking it, because sometimes people send you fake applications. Then I say, okay, cool. Like, will you work for whatever, $450 or something like that? And then it's plus commission, and I explain a little bit of the commission plan. And then if they accept the job, I hire them, and then I make them memorize our script, and then I make them do the script on Zoom with me. And if they can do it, they get to keep their job. And then they start calling. And then as long as they get more than 10 leads their first week, they get to stay.
Oh, so 10 leads or more in a week. So
yeah, for a new hire. If they've been working here for a while, they need 20. But unfortunately, Nick, I am pulling into a garage right now, and I'm going to have to leave you hanging for next week.
Oh, all right. I want you next week. The people want George. That's what they want, and so do we.
I got a jet, brother.
All right, my man.
Yep, I'll see you, buddy.
Peace. Oop. Bye, baby girly. Can I have one kiss? Give me honey, buddy. Oh, I love you so much. You're such a pretty princess. I love you. Oh, delicious. Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, George blessed us. He's going to be on next week. Yeah, we'll ask him all about Dispo. He's great with Dispo, but he is so sophisticated. He'll give us a ton of game. It'll be perfect.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. 100%. So from what he was saying, I was trying to understand exactly. He said he has 11. Is he talking? So he's got 7 cold callers, 4 closers.
He's got 11 cold callers, and I think he said he had 4 closers, current sales guys.
Yeah, but then he said the best ratio is 1-to-1. So did he mean
he's
11?
got high turnover? He also said he's hiring a bunch of. He's trying to hire the rest of the rules.
Yeah, interesting. That's interesting. What have you found? Because Eric Klein teaches 3 callers to 1 closer. I'm 2-to-1 right now.
You know what?
What do you think?
I don't know yet, and I can't speak on something I don't know yet. We all know Mr. Nicky over here is new to the cold call game. So I am my acquisitions person. I have 3 callers. I'm not getting a ton of leads, but Noah gave me great advice on the phone yesterday. He was like, yo, Nicky, if your cold call company's not giving you enough leads, you call them and say, yo, I need you to make them work harder. I need more leads. I want to give you more money. Give me more leads and I'll give you more money. And I'm going to do that. Yeah, smart.
Let's get her done, man. That's it.
Yeah, I'm only getting 5, let's say 5 leads a week, maybe. I mean, 5 leads a day.
And you got 3 callers?
3 callers, 5 leads a day.
It's got to be a little more. You got to be getting more than that, man.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, man. We're going to do good. I got an appointment tomorrow. I got an appointment on Sunday. We're doing it. We're good.
That's it. Nice, man. Good work, bro. What
were we talking about before? I think we were talking about EMD.
Shoot, we were answering that earnest money question.
Oh, yeah. If it's a not sophisticated seller, you don't want to confuse them. I'll just put $500 and I won't even mention it. If it's someone if there's a lot of competition on the deal, or if it's a sophisticated seller, I never try to win on price. I never negotiate on price. I only negotiate on terms. Mm-hmm. So I will use the EMD as a negotiating factor, and I don't even offer. I don't even do an inspection period unless I want to. I'll mention. I don't say no inspection period at first. I'll wait and use that as a negotiating tactic because they don't know I was never going to do an inspection period anyway, baby. Mm-hmm. They don't even know that that's how I'm coming with. But
that's exactly it, man.
But if there's competition on the deal, say I'll do $5,000, no inspection, non-refundable earnest money deposit, baby. We doing it. I'm not going up on price though. And you're real now. You're real deal, Holyfield.
Dude, I've never heard that one before. But dude, you're absolutely right. Dude, that's your ammo. And say, hey, yeah, I'll do 50,000. No, we can't do 50. Okay, I'll do 50. and I'll cover the closing costs.
I like that.
I'm not. I won't do it. Matter of fact, I'll do 50, and I'll cover the closing costs, and we'll go no inspection period, and we'll go as is. You don't got to repair anything. We won't ask you to touch a thing, and you know what I mean. And just, just keep going.
Just keep piling these things on to make it stronger.
That's it. Just adding value, man. 100%.
Not going up on the price.
Ever, man. Well, you want to dive back into these comments? The last couple here we got.
Yeah, what do we got? What do we got for comments?
Yeah, some dude, AK the CEO, said, I'm interested in MLS wholesale and SMS marketing.
Okay.
Sounds like he's been listening to Nikki.
You ever do any MLS stuff, Noah?
Shoot, man. Yeah, I did for a while, but that was back before I knew what I was doing, and I didn't do enough volume. I didn't make enough offers. I didn't make enough offers. I remember I got a couple under contract. First deal I ever got under contract was on the MLS for 300 days, listed at 150. I locked it up at 140 and tried to sell it at 180, and lost $2,000 earnest money.
Classic.
Dude, had no clue what was going on in the game, but shoot, bro,
happens
not too often, but I was trying to prove a point to my community. I said, guys, there are deals anywhere and everywhere. Watch this. I made one post in one Facebook group, said, I'm looking for brokers, realtors, and real estate agents in this city, and this city. And I said, watch, I'm gonna get a deal from this. And I actually got a deal that would have been $2,000 from literally just typing a Facebook post, but I didn't sell it to the buyer because we had another deal that he just bought. And that being said, it's so easy. You just got to do something. Just go do something. Literally.
Man, I love MLS. I have restarted my life 3-4 different times. And each time I did it by making offers in the MLS. The only thing, you need to really you got to put that work in to get these leads. So if you want to get deals from the MLS, it's free to do. You just have to spend time. But if you make 5 offers a day on MLS listed properties by the end, and you do that for 30 days straight, right? 5 offers a day, that is 150 offers, bro. Mm-hmm. That is so many offers. Statistically speaking, if you make 150 offers and actually follow up with everybody, it's pretty difficult to not get a deal. It's so many offers, and it's never. And I'm literally just stealing everything. Like, I'm about to steal a bunch of Jerry Norton phrases right now, but I really mean it. It's never about the deal. It's always about the relationship when we're talking about on market offers or agent outreach. That's number one. And number two, you never make the offers to get deals. You exclusively make those offers on the MLS to uncover motivation. You're just making lowball offers and waiting for positive counters. And what a positive counter is anybody that gives you a counter, but it's much lower than the asking price. And if they give you a counter that's much lower than the asking price, it's a positive counter. Now it's time to actually comp it out and see what we can do. If you make 5 offers a day for 30 days, you're going to probably get a deal. But it's a lot. It's really not that much work, though. It's a lot of work, but it's not.
And Nick, I tell everybody, you got to make 10 offers a day. Like, you just go fail. Just go make offers. Like, don't think about anything else. And you don't got to run comps for 20 minutes either. Just low offer and see if they are even allowed to be realistic.
Yeah, I mean it. If you're new at this, you should never even think about comping, because it'll take you too long and you'll never make any offers. Look at this estimate, offer them 50%. Look at this estimate, offer them 60%. What do you want? They're gonna say no matter what you do anyway.
Right. They're gonna say no anyway.
Yeah, I comp now, and I was on a little coaching call with somebody, and then while we were saying it, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm like, I shouldn't even be comping at all. I kind of in areas I just know what it is. So, but like I'll know kind of what it is. I'll think, all right, for my first initial offer, I'm going to try to get a 40 grand assignment. They're going to let me go for that. They're going to say no, but whatever. Let me make that offer. I took that from Phil Vaughn. Shout out Phil Vaughn. Phil buys houses, man. But, I don't even need to be doing that. I should just do half this estimate. It's probably the same number.
No joke, man. I mean, literally. And here's something I stole from Jerry. And my acquisition guys are trained on this. And my guys, regardless, hey, when you're making that low ball offer, man, you want to make it in a loving way. Mm-hmm. And you also want to make it in a range. And you want to make the bottom of the range painfully low, but the top maybe pique the slightest bit of their interest. And so you want 100? Listen, in a perfect world, now trust me, Mr. Nick, I'm telling you, this is in a perfect world. I would like to be, like I said, in a perfect world, I'd like to be between 50 and 75. And they're hard drops when you say 50. Then you say 75, and they're just confused, and they're like, wait a second. And so you're not getting hung up on, you're not getting cussed at, but you're seeing where they're at.
Like that.
So
I do the same thing, but I don't give them the top. and then it's silence. Or they just no way, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's not a perfect world. What do you want?
Yeah.
They do a little laugh, which is good.
You would just say, honestly, I gotta be at 50.
Yeah, I don't say honestly, because if you say honestly, then they think the rest of the things that you were saying were not honest.
Okay, all right.
Now we're getting really nitpicky, though.
No, right. So how would you say exactly? I want to hear exactly how you're like.
Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. In a perfect world, probably want to be around 50,000. And then I should shut up.
Yeah, right.
And then they always say no, and then I say, which I've stole from Jerry Norton. Hey, fair enough. Again, that's a perfect world. Let me ask, how close do you think you could come to that? I want them ideally, I want them to try to negotiate down with me. I don't want to negotiate up to them. I want them to negotiate down.
Right.
In theory, that is like the methodology that I use.
Yeah, 100%, man. Dude, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
I like that a lot. They also about SMS marketing. You ever do any SMS?
I've never done it, man. Nick, I tried to get launch control that one time, but I ended up buying something else, which was like mobile SMS alerts or something like that. And I sent out 10,000 texts. And I didn't get a reply. But
now you need, dude. You may not need it because I think I love that you're just so lasered in on one marketing for the most part. Maybe it's good to just have one outbound and one inbound. That could be good.
But I'm thinking. Tons of data, right? Hundreds of thousands, millions of records of data. And
you should be texting that.
You called it. Now we gotta, you know what I mean? Just
you actually may be a full psychopath then. If you're pulling your own data and you have that much data, do you know how cheap it would be to cold call? I mean, to do launch? Do launch, bro. You're crazy.
Dude.
I love launch, and there's no work. Have a virtual assistant send all the stuff out, and you just deal with the responses, or have another virtual assistant deal with the responses.
Yeah, no, I got you. We started talking about SMS and lost half the viewers, man.
Oh my gosh! I'll shut up about SMS. Oh my god!
Yeah, we done. But
no more SMS, everybody. Forgive me. We'll never talk about it again. Someone asked Jonathan Ortiz asked if we're still using PPL. Do you ever do any PPL?
No, I do not.
Never. Okay. I'm only doing Coupon Club for the most part. Let me tell you what, I got a confession to make. I do. I'm doing cool. I've been upfront that I'm using. Oh, they're back. They're back, Noah.
Yo, get after it. Come on. Keep her going.
I'm doing Coupon Club, but I've always been saying I'm doing Coupon Club. They're $29 a lead. It's the same thing as cold call leads to me. I look at it as outbound marketing. So we rip in Coupon Club. I love it. I love Coupon Club. It's not the same. Like you're not going to get 20 leads and probably get a deal. You're going to need 50 of these leads to get a deal. So what? Who cares? Get this money, baby. We bout it. That's the first thing I'll say. The second thing I'll say is actually, so I didn't delete my property leads account. I just put my bids down so low. Okay. I didn't want to say this until the end of the month, and I was going to like do a whole recap, which I will. I'm going to do a tweet about this and I'm going to put some like a content out about this. So I haven't said anything, but we're close to the end of the month. So I'll reveal a little bit. So property leads. I didn't delete my account. I put my average lead cost probably like $300 a lead. That's what it was. And I put the bids all down to the lowest possible thing. So I wasn't the highest bidder at all this month. My bids were at $125 per county. And that's the lowest that you can go. And in theory, I should not have received one lead, but I've been getting a lead a day. So like, that's fit. I don't understand why I shouldn't get a single lead, but whatever, but I'll tell you what, it's like nothing in comparison to what I was spending. So I don't even give a shit. So like, whatever, take it. I have 2 appointments today from it. Pretty pleased. I had, what the heck? I had one this morning. I got one later today. I have total. I've had 3 appointments from it so far. So the same, like basically to get a deal, I was spending $5,000 to get a deal. I'll be spending like $2,500 to $3,000 to get when I get a deal out of the spend. So whatever. If I get a deal, I'll keep it going. If they want to, it doesn't make any sense though. In theory, I should have gotten no leads.
Wow.
How
yeah,
crazy.
That's interesting.
You're not supposed to get any leads unless you're the highest bidder. And to be the highest bidder, like I dollar cost average. So like some counties it's lower, some are higher. Some counties you got to spend $500 a lead. Some counties you got to spend like $200 a lead, or like $175. And I'm at 125, and I'm just getting leads all over. Like every day I get a lead. Silly, shouldn't, but whatever. They're lying. Mm-hmm. Why you always lying?
Yeah. No, you can't trust most lead companies, man.
Nah.
Always lying, bro. That's
Can you trust all cold call companies?
No. I mean, saying you can trust all of anything wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Good. Yeah, that's true.
No
Who
way.
are you still using Run Up Remote for cold call?
Yeah, I'm using. Let me throw I can throw the link in the chat for anybody that wants to join. But yeah, I've been using Run It Remote for a minute, man, and it's been awesome. Every time I pay Run It Remote money, they send me a lot more back.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dude, and I mean this. This is for anybody listening. I sucked at wholesale. I sucked at this business. I wasn't making money, and then the moment that I outsourced and hired cold callers so I could just be a closer, then bro, like it became too easy. Use that link. Go get yourself some cold call leads, man. I mean, we're doing 6 figures a month, and 100% that's from cold callers right now. So
and how many callers?
That's that.
How many callers?
Oh, dude, I got 4 callers right now. I had 5. So I had 2 with Run It Remote, and I had 3 that were just in-house that I trained myself because I always wanted to compare them against each other and see who would do better, right? It only makes sense. And Run It Remote never underperformed my in-house cold callers. It didn't matter.
Then why deal with all that?
Oh, exactly. So I fired them. I tried again with 3 different ones, fired them, tried again, 3 different ones, fired them. And then, so now I had 2, now I got 4 callers, and we're just ripping. And it's very interesting. The hardest part, what I think, honestly, other than getting that first deal, literally, other than closing your first deal, or maybe closing consistent deals if you don't know what to do with your money after you close your first deal, the hardest part of the journey is teaching a VA how to comp deals on the phone with sellers and make appropriate offers. You know what I mean? That's it's very difficult. So that's the hardest part of the journey so far.
I bet.
In my opinion. But killing, man. Just killing. So it's going good.
So the cold call company I'm using, everybody on Twitter knows about them. No accent callers.
Yeah.
The owners I'm friends with on Twitter. I keep saying Twitter. I'm gonna keep saying Twitter. I don't care. And everyone on Twitter says use no accent callers. So I'm rocking with them for 6 months. If I'm unhappy, I'll switch it to run a remote. But right now, I'm doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
Ready mode. That's the dialer, Noah.
That's the dialer.
I've heard of Ready Mode.
Yeah, it supposedly it has one of the highest pickup rates of all dialers because it automatically gives you a ton of phone numbers. But I don't know exactly. I haven't researched it. I haven't used it. But Nikki, I get it, man. Dude. When I would go back and watch the podcast that we did back in the winter. Dude, I'm like, oh my gosh, I knew nothing. It's just ridiculous. But shoot, man, it's you said, dude, you don't want to manage people. I said, yeah, I want to manage people. And then I started managing these.
Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, and I was like, why am I not just paying somebody else a little bit more to just do this for me? You know what I mean? So that's the game of life and business. Pay somebody else to do it for you.
And the better you're doing, like, two things I'll add to that. One, you should focus on what you're good at. And you are a sales guy and you're a leader. Why are you trying to be a manager? The manager's not at the top. You're the sales guys and the leaders are at the top of the pyramid. So why would you, if you're naturally at the top, why would you want to do roles that are not at the top? That doesn't make any sense.
Bro. Exactly.
I think the top is like someone who's just hands off and just overseeing everything,
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're like, but bro, if you're going to be like a small, the size company that you are, bro, any management, you either need to have somebody in-house manage it or just pay somebody out of house to manage it, which is even better because they're not on your direct payroll. Why manage all these schmucks?
Yeah, no, right. Man, especially with cold callers, man. It's because it's just tedious. It's a really short script, and we're going over it over and over and over and over. And then you listen to the call recordings, and they're saying it wrong over and over and over. And I'm just like, all right. Matter of fact. But shoot, man. I mean, Run It Remote has always killed it for me, man. And I've heard I've heard a couple people say like, oh, blah, 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 whatever. You can say that about whatever. You know what I mean?
There's complaints about every type of marketing. You can't get wrapped up in the negatives.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't.
For sure. 100%, man.
Noah's never been wrapped up in a negative thing in his life, baby.
Never.
He's focusing on the positive.
That's right.
Chris Woho's asking, can you listen in on their calls to make sure that they're actually calling and that they're doing it the way you want? Yes. Any dialer, they'll do call recordings. No matter what dialer you do, if you're going to be managing these VAs yourself, which you shouldn't do. If you're asking these questions, the real answer is hire a company. You shouldn't do that yourself. That's idiot work. It's idiot work. Don't do that.
Yeah, Chris,
I think you're huge and have a big company. I didn't mean to cut you off, though.
No, you good. You good.
George Beatty has like a huge company and like he has different goals. You're nowhere near that. So when you're first starting off, how many things do you want to get good at once? Cold calling really is about management. Do you want to learn to manage and learn to wholesale and learn to do all these things? Don't do that. Just focus on wholesaling, bro, and let somebody else manage. So forget it. Take out all your questions and that you're asking like that and throw them in the trash because you're just trying to give reasons not to get started.
Boom. I was going to say, he's asking if you can, I think he's asking specifically about running remote. And I would say Nick's answer made complete sense if you understood what he was saying. He's saying you don't want to listen to their calls or how they're doing it. You just want the leads and you just want to close them. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It don't matter. So no, you can't. You're not allowed.
No. Heck yeah. It's 1:47. Does anybody have any last minute questions before we bounce out of here?
Yeah, let's hear some questions in here. Come on. Come on, gang. What we got now? Chris said, boom.
Boom. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you, Chris. Good to see you, man. Happy day to you. Do you have drip campaigns for your cold call leads for follow-ups?
Of course.
Here's a little nugget I got for you. Depending on how many leads you got, depending on what kind of CRM you got, I have a CRM. It's through Go High Level, but it's not necessarily Go High Level. It's called Closer Control. So it's already built out where literally all I did was, pay for the CRM and pay a small startup fee. And everything's built out. And every single one of my leads that I've ever had was put in there. And they're being followed up with by AI automatically. So if you want AI to handle your follow-up so you don't need to do it yourself and you don't need anybody else, you don't need to hire anybody else for it, use that CRM. It's been amazing. My first 6-figure month, I didn't have a CRM. I was just, I don't even know what you call that, brick and mortar. I don't know, but it was ridiculous. It was it was a Neanderthal wholesale business. But the moment I added Closer Control, it was like, oh shoot, my life is like going to be really easy from here on out. And so yeah, AI does my follow-ups.
I like that. I don't have the AI with mine. I'm rocking Podio, but I still have drips that go out. You have to link it with like Call Rail. You link it with Smart or Smarter Phone or Smart whatever. I link it with Call Rail, and it does the automatic texts. It hits them with a drip. So I got a drip for any scenario. Drip, 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 drop. He says, "Let's go." Is cold call king for you guys? For Noah, cold call is king. For me, I'm just getting into it. So I couldn't tell you. I historically have been an SMS and a PPL guy.
Yeah, cold call is solid, man. You have to be extremely targeted with your data, or you could waste a lot of time, though. So it's like, ads are great. Inbound leads, my closers, they like inbound leads a little bit more. They're just nicer to talk to. But if you are targeting the right data, you could blow up and have a crazy ROI with cold calling.
Facts. Ooh, Jeff asked, I don't know,
20K in reserves, one caller right now, 50-50 split with my partner, 600. Would you add another caller around 1,400, so total 2K a month in expenses?
Yeah, you're wasting your money with one caller anyway.
If you're saying you got $20,000 in reserves, spend money on marketing.
Yeah.
Spend money on marketing.
It's closer to zero than $1 million, so it's not even real. Fucking spend that shit. Put it on the street.
Yeah, spend money on marketing, brother. There's a lot of people that have $2,000 and spend their last $2,000 on marketing, which was me at one point.
Yeah, put that on the street.
You got to throw the money at it.
Put that on the street.
Yeah.
That's enough for $5,000 a month for a whole quarter if you really, really wanted to. Or $4,000 enough for, you know what I mean? So I'd spend that money. But I gotta run. It's been 50 minutes. I gotta get in the car. My driver's picking me up, and I gotta go 2 hours to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Got 2 appointments. Let's go. Happy hunting, everybody. Noah, you my boy. I'll see you next week. I'll talk to you in between then. Everybody, we'll see us next week. Happy hunting.
Hey, all love, gang. Good to see y'all.
Gang, gang. Boom.